We're back with another hair video.
What are you doing?
So today I'm going to be putting extensions in Amari's hair. She's had braid extensions in before, and I really like doing that as a protective style, especially when we go on vacation, but this look can also be used for school because the look holds for a long time. It protects the hair, of course. If you do this style, let's say like on a Saturday night, Sunday morning, it'll last the whole school week, if not 2 school weeks. So I have the hair. This is just leftover from a look that I did. I'm going to be using gel for the edge, for her edges, and also for each section of braids that I do. Rubber bands for the sections, oil to keep her scalp nice and moisturized. Before I actually start with the braids, I need to detangle her hair. So this is just my spray bottle with a little bit of oil in it, and then my detangler brush. I'll also need some hair ties, brush, rat tail comb to make the sections, and then this crochet hook to put the braids in. Okay, so first I'm gonna start off with detangling her hair. I washed it and it's just been in a ponytail pretty much. So to detangle, I like to separate the hair into like 4 different sections, and sometimes I just do it with my hands. So I'll just pull apart part down the middle with my fingers and then create 4 sections with my hands as well. And I'll also tie those off with little hair ties so they're not in the way of me spraying and detangling each section. Okay, so I have 1 section, 2 section, 3 section, 4 section. So I take my spray bottle, like I said, which has a little bit of oil in it. I'll wetting the hair just makes it a little bit easier to detangle. Once it's wet, I like to pull it apart with my hands a little bit before I go in with my detangle brush. And I just start from the tips and work my way up to the roots. And the first section is detangled. So then I'll take the hair tie out of this one back here, tie this one off, put it like a little mini bun or something so it's out of the way, and move on to the next section. Okay, now that each of her sections of hair is detangled, I'm going to oil her hair. And I'll do this again at the end where I'll like put it directly on her scalp once the braiding sections are made, but I'm gonna oil her whole head right now. Now that her hair has been oiled and detangled, I'm going to take this last little section out, and now I'm going to start creating the sections for the braids. So I'm going to do a total of 8 braids. I'm going to part down the middle and section the hair off 4 on each side, 8 total. I'm going to do the 6 longer braids and then 2 thinner, smaller braids in the front for like bangs. Once I section down the middle, I like to take one side of the hair and just put it away so it's not in the way of me creating the other sections on this side. Section off the hair, put a little bit of gel around the section, brush it through so it's like through the hair, and then tie it off with rubber bands. And with the gel on the hair, it just really locks in the style, lays the baby hairs down, and the gel is really the star of the show. The hair is protected in the braids, so like the ends, the middle section of the hair will be protected in the braids, but the root of the hair, what really seals the deal, is the hair gel. So make sure you really have a good, nourishing, long-lasting hair gel if you really want your kids' styles and your own style to last as long as they possibly can. The secret really is the hair gel. So this is by African Pride. It's black castor oil. It's extra hold for braids, locks, and twists. And this is a thicker consistency. Like this is it. This ain't falling out of here. That's how thick she is. Okay, so these are the 4 sections that I've made. This will be her bang part. This is one section, this is another, and this is the back section. So now I will go through those individually, put the gel in, brush it through, tie it off so they're ready for the braid. Okay, so I had her turn around so you guys can better see how I put the gel in her hair. So the hair has been detangled, oiled. This is the gel that we're about to use. Again, she's thick, she's not going anywhere. So I can take that, put it on my palm, work it to like melt it up a little bit. Take the hair, and I'm going right on, like as close to the roots as possible. Get a little bit more, work that in my palm to like melt it, lift it up, make sure I get the back as well. So I put the gel in probably about like an inch or so from her scalp to down into the hair, and then whatever's left in my hand, I just rub it through her hair. I then like to take a brush and brush the gel through her hair. Trying to get any little baby hairs, any little flyaways. Because again, the gel is what really seals the deal for making this a style that will last. So once I feel like that's worked through, I'll then take my rubber band. I don't want the rubber band to be too tight because I don't want it to be like pulling on her scalp, because the braid will add some weight and pull on the hair, but I also don't want it to be too loose for it to slip out. I now like to take a little bit more gel, warm it up, get it on my fingers, drag it through the hair, and I really like to focus on the ends, the tips of her hair, because you don't want any hair sticking out of the braid when you put the braids in. So I work that through, make sure I get the tips. So now what I will do is take the crochet hook, make sure this little lip is closed, put that through the hair like that. Take my extension, I'm going to take the end of that hair, put it on the crochet hook like that, flip that closed, and pull that through. Okay, this is kind of the tricky part to like explain for me, but I've taken the hair and put it into 3 different sections, 1, 2, 3, and now I will take her natural hair and do the same, separate it into 3 different sections, and then start braiding like normal. This is where having the gel on the ends of the hair comes in, because once her hair, natural hair, starts to fade out, basically because it's not as long as the extension, you want to make sure that it's tucked into the extension and not poking out as much. So the gel on the ends of her hair help just lay her natural hair down so it stays hidden nicely. So that way you can't tell like where her natural hair ends and the extension begins. Right, and that is her first braid. This is probably the longest she's had, but I think it's gonna look super cute on her. Okay, now I'm gonna turn her back around and do the other sections. Okay, so this first side is done. I have all the braids in, all 4 braids. And now I'm just gonna copy the same parting section that is on this side over on this side. Okay, so I'm done putting the braids in. These braids require a heat set, so you put them in boiling water. So I've had the water boiling while I did the other side, and so now I'm gonna set them. How I like to do that, because she is a little person and I don't wanna risk her getting burnt, is I will have her sit on the counter, which is what she's doing right now. You can go ahead and lay down, baby.
I hate laying down. Wait, actually, I love laying down.
And just to keep her safe, I take the pot of water and I set it in the sink and dip her hair in that way. That way she's not risking being anywhere near close to the water, so she's safe, I'm safe. And then I have the towel here on standby, so I'll dip the hair, let it sit for like 30 seconds, then dry it and let it cool so it's not touching her. Then I'll clip the ends, put oil on the scalp, and she's done. Good job, baby. Just stay still.
But that was 30 seconds?
Yeah, about. Hang on, baby. All right, now you can stand up, baby. So cute. Good job, baby.